Maybe. Okay. All right, I'm gonna play it twice. All right, guys, this is Enough Said Sports Podcast, or we're moving more towards Enough Said Sports Talk Show, especially since we're doing lives every week, and this is what we love to do. My name is Adam Dickens, and that is Trey Adams. Trey, what's going on, man?
I don't even know how to answer that right now. Busy week already, and it's only freaking Monday.
Woo! That's what I'm talking. Yeah, boo.
No,
Yeah, let's
absolutely
go.
not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hell no.
uh, man, come on, come on. But
It's just
yeah, I mean, this has been an interesting week in sports. I think I can right when we think things are over, it's turned its head, and everything we thought was true just isn't. It's honestly really surprising. Was there anything that shocked you the most?
it was a couple games football wise. Definitely that was like what the hell just happened, and it was like okay, is all hell freezing over right now, as well as even basketball. I mean, not what you expected on a basketball standpoint is even happening. So I'm just
Oh,
glad it's always something to watch on TV. That's all I'm so thankful for because this summer was so ass. Oh my God, it was nothing to watch. Thank God for sports. Holy shit.
that is true, man. But let's go ahead and get into the intro for episode 29. Let's go. If I can click it. Yeah. Woo. Okay, there we go. Again, this is the Enough Said Sports Podcast Show. My name is Adam Dickens, and that is Trey Adams, and this is episode 29. Yes, sir. Trey, I told you I had a couple surprises for you. We're adding some sounds now. We are advancing. We are morphing into something that people can't understand at the moment. Okay.
I'm scared for the audience at this point because I don't know what the hell is gonna come out of his ass no more. But yeah, y'all will see that very soon. I'm surprised just like y'all. So we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely. I'm super excited for this to make it a little bit more creative and so many different routes we can go now, man. Again, we're trying every week to get better and better, and that's what we are going to continue to do. So Trey, let's go ahead and get into week 1, man.
Starting off in Minnesota, the biggest news that came out of this week, well, one of the biggest news being Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles. It was official today after MRIs came back. He is done for the season, and pretty much the Vikings season continues to go up in shambles. What necessarily is the next move for the Vikings? Where does that leave this team? We're talking about their future. What should they do?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is like the most depressing, one of the most depressing wins I've ever seen an NFL team go through. Like you win a game and then your season goes down the drain. That's beyond depressing. I mean, I'm be honest. I'm really shocked. I think this seems really bad because the Vikings were stringing off some wins, man. Like they were winning, finally winning games after having a very very bad start to a season, and now just like that, your season's gone. You get worse draft picks because you did start winning games. Um, So if you want to go after a quarterback, it's going to be kind of rough. You know what I mean?
Yes and no. I disagree. I totally disagree. Why? Because now, let's be real. Kirk Cousins was not in your future. This just expedites the process. Let's not sit here and act like he was about to make a miraculous comeback and win the division and get to the playoffs. He wasn't doing that. They was playing like shit. Not necessarily him, because he's been playing really, really good, even though he's been playing from behind. But they have been putting some dubs together. Long story short,
Pause.
what was pause about that?
Playing from behind.
Oh my god! Out of
Too
all of
much.
that, that's all he heard. But you're right, Paul. But yeah, I just think it expedites their process in regards to looking for the future. So now you can go make a play. I mean, the trade deadline's tomorrow, so I wouldn't say this season. But based off how your offseason goes, you might find somebody like Kyler Murray in trade talks or in even in the offseason. I think it just opens up their book in regards to what their future is going to look like. So, sorry for Kirk Cousins. Sorry you got to go out this way, but yeah, it looks like it's the end for you, buddy.
I'm not going to say anything because let's not act like he was ass. Now, was that team winning games? No, but that's not his fault. He was putting up the numbers. And especially for offensive line that was ass. If this was Russell Wilson, you'd be defending him from top to bottom. I don't want to hear anything. So the fact that it's Kirk Cousins, we shouldn't diss him. I think any team would be happy to have him even when he comes back from Achilles. Are we going to act like
Name one.
Any team that wants a quarterback that puts up 4,000 yards every year without having to run
to get to the playoffs to do what? So again, name one team that you think would take him. Name one.
The Browns. That's a fact. That is a fact. The Browns would love to have him at quarterback. And it hit you hard because I saw your reaction because you didn't expect for it to make that much sense. And that's the crazy part. Because you rather just defend Deshaun Watson rubbing it out than Kirk Cousins, who plays at all Pro Bowl play every single season. So yes, the Browns would love to have him. The Falcons would love to have him, so they can actually use the talent they have on. Like I can go down the list. Anybody would love to have Kirk Cousins. The only thing that you can say bad about Kirk Cousins is the lack of success in the playoffs.
What else matters, sir? What else are we talking about? What else matters?
We're talking about teams that aren't even worried about the playoffs. They just worried about having a decent regular season. Like they one step at a time, sir. It's about the full package. And yes, he might not win the Super Bowls, but at least he can give you a chance. At least he can get people in the stands. At least he can give you somewhat of a decent offense, if we're being honest. So it's a lot of teams out there that would love to have a Kirk Cousins. The Vikings can say all they want, but their locker room was quiet after they won that game yesterday for a reason, because they know their season's over without him.
Their season was over before that game. I'm just let's stop acting like they were in a chance. Let's stop. Let's stop with the bullshit.
They were winning games. Now they were winning games.
Oh my god. I don't know I don't know if you're watching the same football that I'm watching, but this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I mean, he can't play defense too. Do you want Kirk at linebacker? And maybe he can help the team that way? Like what do you want?
Maybe they'll win more games if he was at linebacker.
Disgusting. We're gonna switch to a different little format this time, man. We're not gonna stick to the same stuff. Okay, we're gonna switch to somehow we're gonna switch to it. Hold on, I got you. No? Okay. Forget it.
I told him not to do this, y'all.
I know. I'm trying. I'm trying.
I told him not to do this at all.
Okay. There we go. We'll stick to what we've been doing. Oh well, I'll get used to it next week. Anyways, so yeah, Will Levis, is he the future of the Tennessee Titans? He put up 4 crazy touchdowns this week, and had a lot more success than Ryan Tannehill. DeAndre Hopkins had a career day which is crazy to say at his age. And they actually won a game. So is Will Levis the future of the Tennessee Titans? Have they found something with him?
No, but what else they got to lose? I feel like it's too early to say. You did draft another QB, so you drafted 2 QBs in a row. I don't see why not do that. I'm going to strangle my wife and I'm going to have a CPS report because of it, but it's okay. Yeah, I definitely think, again, I don't want to overreact to it. He definitely had a good game. He showed flashes of why they drafted him, where they drafted him. So I guess, you just ride with it. What else you got to lose? You know you ain't doing nothing in your division. You guys suck, and this is your energy booster. Ride the wave. Literally. Yeah.
Hey Trey, I got you. If you need to go handle what we need to do. Okay, cool.
On camera. Why would I do that?
I was gonna take you off camera, but go ahead. Your dog's adorable, by the way. Anyways, back to Will Levis. I'm gonna be honest. I was down on him coming into the season. I'm still down on him. But yes, did he have a great week? And do I believe in not what do they call it? Like first timer luck or something, like trying for something for the first time and it turns out well and you have a good. That's pretty much what I think he had. I think he took the momentum of beginner's luck. There you go. I'm struggling. And I think he had a touch of beginner's luck. But I will say they look really good. So I mean, if it does lead to something, that'll be nice. But again, it's your first game. Celebrating while you can. Titans don't really have a choice because Tannehill's hurt right now. And Malik Willis, Will Levis looked better than Malik Willis. That is very hard to say at one time. Will Levis showed probably 25 times more of a performance than Malik Willis ever has, or even look way brighter than him. So I think you kind of have to stick with Will Levis, kind of like what you said. I mean, if he can pretend to be that guy, I'll take it.
He had a similar situation as last week, and I got on them about this with the Bears quarterback Tyson Bagent when he won a game. They haven't seen a victory in forever, so again, it's just like, oh my God, we won. Is this the future? And it's just like, okay, let's pump the brakes. They do have a game coming up, which we're about to get to in a sec. That again, we need to see more on a consistent basis. So again, whenever a team is lifeless and you add some kind of life to it, it's freaking a miracle. So let's just pump the brakes a little bit. I feel like Malik Willis has not even been put in a situation for him to be successful. I don't think that offense fits him at all, that style of play. So I'm not gonna sit there and say he's a waste or he's a bust. I'm not saying that. I just think for them specifically, Will is better right now. So again, just continue to do what you need to do and just show that you can be that guy for them.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I do like the quarterback coming off the bench and like provide, or he didn't come off the bench, but you get what I'm saying. He was on the bench. And sometimes not even active for games. Really coming and giving that type of energy. That happens all the time. Like how many times have we really seen it? Like we saw Baker Mayfield come in I know I bring this up a lot of times, but Baker Mayfield coming in for Tyrod Taylor and turning the entire game around. I remember that game. I got chills watching that game because I was down on Baker too, for obvious reasons. And Tom told the truth. So I think that it's the same thing. Will Levis, but at the same time, man, if he has success, man, shout out to him. I mean, Titans absolutely need somebody like that. And I think DeAndre Hopkins has a new best friend. If we're being honest, right?
No,
Thunder Buddies.
Early. No, too early. Thunder Buddies. He was overdue for a good game because he's been playing like whatever for the other beginning of the season so far. So. He just whoever had him on their bench because I highly doubt he was started on anybody's fantasy. So I don't want to hear that shit.
I've got a very deep dynasty keeper league that he was on my bench for a very long time. And ironically, I cut him coming into this week. So that was nice. Out of all times I could have cut him, I held on to him at the wrong time.
My point.
So it just is is what it is. Um, but yeah, let's go on to the next one. We got Thursday night football coming up, and I put this obviously right next to the Will Levis question because obviously it still has to do with it. The Titans are taking on the Steelers for Thursday night football, which I think this will be a hell of a game, especially with the Steelers performance this week, and then Will Levis. I think two teams are kind of coming together at the right time. So Trey, what are you thinking about this game, and how do you think it's going to turn out?
I don't know what he's talking about. One team was going up, and the other one is I don't even know what kind of roller
They're
coaster they're on.
peaking at the same
Yeah,
time, and then they're going to
whatever.
meet, and then
I
an
don't know.
atomic bomb is literally going to go off, and it's going to be a hell of a good game.
Yeah,
That's
for
what I
these
think.
viewers that has to watch this shit. First thing, you don't even know if Kenny Pickett is gonna play. He's questionable because
Oh yeah, he did get hurt. He did get
so
hurt.
and then you got Will, which nobody even freaking knows what you're gonna get out of him. So again, this game could be either a really good game or a really shitty. Viewers' discretion be advised when you watch this because you don't know what you're gonna get. Personally, I'm going to go with the Steelers because of the simple fact of they're going to be able to do what they do defensively. They get turnovers. But again, to each your own. Just be careful when you watch this game because you will probably be flicking back and forth between the NBA game at that point.
See, I don't. I'm not. I'm gonna hate myself for this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna hate myself for this, but I'm really leaning towards the Titans on this. Even though I've been high on the Steelers, but I think especially if Kenny Pickett doesn't play, you got Trubisky and like womp womp. Like nobody really wants that. If we're being honest, like
Been there,
it's
done
just
that.
facts. Like it's not something that you're like super happy about. Um, and we've seen what he is. So, well, I think regardless of, I think obviously, not Trubisky, um, Kenny Pickett gives them a better chance, right? But I think I'm gonna ride the wave. I'm gonna ride the Levis wave, and I'm gonna take the momentum coming into this week. I think Fitzpatrick's hurt too. He left last week's game somewhat early, and so I know what that Steelers defense looks like when he's not playing. So I'm gonna ride the Will Levis wave. I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna say another 4 touchdowns for Will Levis, even though I don't believe in him. Trust me, I don't. But I do believe in momentum. And if he can ride this thing out, so can I. So I'm gonna go with the Titans. You feel it? No?
I don't have much to say about that game. Just I hope people's eyes don't get shot out and they don't bleed.
No, but hold on. Hear me out. Before I know you're not looking forward to this game, but this is why I'm saying that it could be a good game. Because we saw Derrick Henry have his best game of the season with Will Levis going off. And I think that a combination of that and the Steelers, their defense is always nice to watch. That's what I mean. To me, that's if you have a Derrick Henry powers activated, and you got Will Levis going crazy off, that no one thought he was going to be performing at. I think that's a good game right there. Like in Steelers defense, TJ Watt going crazy off the edge.
Don't get me wrong. I hope it's a good game. I'm going to probably still watch it because I'm hoping it becomes a good game. I don't have high expectations for it. So I'd rather be on my end rather than on the end of this is going to be a decent game because of what we just experienced with Will and again the Steelers are just the Steelers.
We got another topic.
Yeah, another one.
But talking about a hot streak, and talking about somebody on a hot streak, AJ Brown has been putting up some scary numbers, and now they even talking about the MVP, putting him in an MVP candidate. Right now, he is putting up crazy numbers. I mean, look at the numbers. He's right there behind Tyreek and damn near everything. He's right there. So is he a top 5 receiver? And is he the reason the Eagles are a scary, or are they the Eagles, the record look the way it does because of him?
I'm not sure because I want to make sure that I have everybody in mind, and so talk real quick, and then I will let you know because I
I don't
want to
even
list.
know. I don't even know what that means.
Like I want to have every. I don't want to miss anybody when I'm talking this top 5 list. That's what I mean.
Oh, you're making your list. Got you.
No,
I would
I'm
definitely. He's
I'm
a top 5
looking.
receiver right now, hands down. I mean, the stats speak for itself. The guy's putting up crazy numbers, like I said. Second in yards. I mean, he has 5 touchdowns on the year already. He's balling. He's balling. Don't get me wrong. He bitched to get to that point and complained about not getting the ball and not getting in the end zone. But the fact that if that's all it took for y'all to start winning some games and for your offense to look like the way it should, by all means, that's what superstars supposed to do. Complain about what they're not getting, so to tell them, I'm here and I'm open 24/7. So for me, he's doing what he's supposed to do. But he is balling. I give him that. He is a top 5 receiver in the league right now. I would say top 3 right now, honestly.
Okay, I'm gonna ask questions since you're very brave in saying who's top 3. Is he better than Tyreek Hill?
No.
Is he better than Stephon Diggs?
Yes.
Is he better than Jamar Chase?
Yes.
Are we talking about just now or just in general?
We're talking about right now, how they're playing right now, not in general. We're talking about right now, how they're playing right now.
Okay, Justin Jefferson.
I'm gonna have to say yes.
Okay, Devontae Adams.
Yes.
Man, I mean, obviously
Yes.
playing right now. I'm more talking in general.
That's what we're talking
really
about right now.
That's easy. That's fucking easy to say. Yeah, you're hot right now. Like anybody can be fucking hot right now.
I mean, but he's been consistent too. The other people, some of those people you've named have not been consistent.
Well, they have different reasons too, for being honest.
I mean,
Like,
I'm sorry.
Quarterbacks.
You play what's on your team and you play against who was on your schedule. The guy's putting up the shit. Like, give him his
he's balling. CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
Let's see. Puka Nacua.
Yes.
You
could go down the whole wide receiver NFL. Yes, you're just wasting your time at this point. Yes, he's the second best receiver in the league. He's the second.
Is he better than Amari Cooper?
Yes. When was the last time anybody even said his name? When did anybody ever say his name?
Let's not. Well, I mean, if you had a better quarterback, it'd be another whole issue. But okay, Mike Evans.
Yes.
I think that's a okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's borderline top 5 for me. I think more not just play now because I think again that's easy to say who's hot. Fucking Ice Spice is hot right now, but she's not top 5 fucking female rappers. Like, let's be honest. I think in general, I think he's right on that top 5 list. You know what I mean? Don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. But no, he's right at that number 5 range. But if I had any receiver to go 1-on-1, him and Tyreek Hill are like right there for me. Justin Jefferson, I think he plays better in the team environment. Not saying he's not crazy good or anything like that, but I want AJ Brown, mossing folks over than most receivers, if I'm being honest. Is that fair to say?
He's a big, fast guy. I mean, yeah. But like I said, I get that the team. I get that the team itself is playing good, so he's playing good. I get that. It correlates with each other, definitely. But again, he's right now, he's balling and he's doing what he's expected to do. So by all means, yeah, he's a top 5.
Oh, all right. We're going to keep going.
And another one.
We have... So the Seahawks beat the Cleveland Browns this week. Are they underrated? Because they are 5-2 at the moment or something like that. 4-2. I think they're 5-2. And I think it speaks a lot. I think a lot of people are doubting Geno Smith, including yourself, because I remember you shit talking them in the offseason. How do we feel when it comes to the Seahawks? Are they underrated or are they overrated?
they're where they should be. I don't think they get enough talk because they haven't proven anything. I don't think they're underrated because they beat Cleveland, who again was playing without their starting quarterback, and their offense looked like just run the ball. So no, I don't think I think they're evened out. I think they're completely where they should be. They're not talking enough. They're not talked about enough, but they're not talking about too less neither. So let their record speak for itself and continue to do what they do in regards to ground and pound and freaking catching people slipping by the air with Geno. But I'm not going to sit there and say they're underrated right now. No, I do not agree with that.
I'm going to say they're underrated, but before I get to that, shout out to Ron Hodges, Fly Eagles Fly. I've got some Philly fans in my family, so shout out to you. Like to see Eagles representing up in here. And Grand Pooba, I don't know what you're saying, man. But we are all open for people to join in and give commentary. I just don't know what you mean. Do. You got me on that one, man. But back to the subject about the Seahawks. I do think they're underrated. I think you have to say they're underrated just because no one, I think, expected them to be performing the way they do. And I think the most underrated thing about their performances is their defense. You have Witherspoon at cornerback, who's just been a straight up boss. A lot of people are forgetting about Tariq Woolen. And I think a lot of people thought that Pete Carroll couldn't have another Legion of Doom. Not saying they're in that category, so don't get me wrong, right? But they are playing damn good defense, so you got to give it to them. You know, I think also as Geno Smith he's not putting up these crazy stats necessarily like he was last year, right? But he is putting up game-winning performances, enough to win the game, not flashy. The same thing essentially, almost like a discount Lamar Jackson type of performance. It's not as flashy, but it does win. He does put up game-winning drives. Trey, no putback against it? No.
I respect that. No, man. Like I said, that's their style of play, man. Their style of play is they'll put you to sleep with their run game, and then eventually they'll take the top off with a deep ball to lock it. Or any other their young receivers that they have. Nah, that's what Pete Carroll does. Like I said, it's been their formula for the last damn near however long Pete Carroll's been there. So I'm not worried about that. But again, I don't want to minimize it and just say it's not. They're supposed to. Well, no, they are supposed to win their division. Who else is in their division? You got the Cardinals, you got the Rams, you got the Seahawks, and I'm missing one team.
You're missing one. You're missing one. It's a very important team. You're missing.
This is where you come in because it's not coming to me.
Come on. Well, I'm missing out right now because hold on.
How he gonna say I'm missing one, but he's not gonna say it?
Because I know you are. I can't.
Yeah, I know that. I'm counting them. I'm literally asking.
What hold on, give me, man. I'm tripping. 49ers. What do you mean they're going to win the division? 49ers, man.
Have you seen them recently? I don't know. I do. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna get to that, but I do think the hotter the Seahawks get, the more the NFL needs to watch out. And to be honest,
so man, y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife.
That's all I'm saying. NFL will watch out if they really get hot, if we're really being honest. But let's keep moving to the next big topic we got today.
I just had a big ass error. I'm sorry, 49ers fans. I apologize.
Who I was thinking about, but I couldn't get it out. So it is what it is.
Brain fart. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep it moving. Which win was the most impressive? You had one of the most biggest, I would say, upset wins of the year. The Broncos. What are you talking? Why are you sticking it up? I'm trying to give your team a shout out. That's crazy.
You started anyways,
one of the biggest upset wins of the year. What are you talking about? The Broncos beat the Chiefs. They beat a COVID-ridden Patrick Mahomes based on what everybody was saying.
Oh, yawn.
It made it seem like this guy was just having his. See, if he was Michael Jordan, he'd have his flu game, but he didn't. All right. Anyways, so which was the most impressive win? You got the Broncos upsetting the Chiefs in a crazy game I watched. And then you had the Bengals beating the 49ers, who we just talked about. And a lot of people weren't expecting the Bengals to win, but we'll get more to that. So which one do you think was the most impressive?
The Bengals beating the 49ers. And I say that specifically. Nah, I'll get to my point. I say that specifically because of how the 49ers are on this losing streak and how bad they desperately need a win to stop this and to get back on track. The Bengals, on the other hand, they started off the season bad, but they've been dealing with a lot of injuries, and now they're starting to click. So for them to do that while they're trying to get back on the winning side of things, to beat a 49ers team, that's more impressive than Denver beating the Chiefs, even though they ain't beat them in freaking 8 years. Yes, we know Patty Mahomes was undefeated against Denver. But if you really know the history, every game in Denver has been a close game for Patrick Mahomes. So I'm really not surprised by that. It was going to happen at some point. And again, the history shows when they're in Denver, Denver has been leading majority of the times. They just happen to fuck up at the end. They didn't fuck up this time. Patty Mahomes did because he went sick allegedly, whatever.
See, if you think that's so impressive, right? If you think the Bengals are winning impressive, so you should find it very impressive that I call them to win the game against the 49ers on our previous show. So you should find that very impressive. And if you don't, it's just very sad. I'm going to say the Broncos beating the Chiefs is more impressive just because it still looked. I'm watching the game, right? I'm seeing Russell Wilson failing to get the fourth down. I'm seeing just throwing bad balls, and it still seemed like he was trying to lose the game. Like it looked so bad, and somehow they still end up pulling out. It's like it's chaos in the mediocrity that Russell Wilson is putting out, and they just happen to win the game. It was pretty impressive. And I got to give it to him just because the Chiefs are the Chiefs, regardless whether Patty Mahomes is sick or whatever the hell it is. Maybe he could get his Pfizer shot like Travis Kelce recommends. But I'm glad the Bengals won. But if we're being honest, the 49ers are not the same with Debo not playing, right? It's a whole different team that we've seen. Brock Purdy plays way different without one of his best weapons. It's just not the same team. So I don't find that impressive, or I find it less impressive. Might I say? Yes? No? Okay, I'll take it.
No, not at all. No.
I convinced you on the list. So
absolutely not. No.
Keep going, man. Keep going. We going next.
Looks like basketball is back on the agenda. Thank God.
NBA talk.
With that being said, we ain't shooting nothing up because neither are the Grizzlies. Ja Morant's Grizzlies are 0-3. And he still has a lot more games to go in this suspension. And I couldn't be more happier to see this shit because I fucking hate their guts. But with that being said, how big of an impact would this be on Ja Morant when he does get back? And what does the team look like to you right now?
I'm disappointed because I had a gun sound, but I can't play it at the moment. Anyways, because I was gonna obviously Ja Morant stuff, but anyways, this is kind of corny. We're gonna keep it going, man. I think that I'm not sure. I mean, Derrick Rose just doesn't obviously seem like Derrick Rose. Obviously not back in the day, but even like he can try. He's trying his best, but it's not what it is.
We're telling grown men to try now. What the fuck did we come to?
I'm saying he can try, but it's just not. It's just not it. I just.
And the fact that you thought him being there was going to have a good impact. I mean, it's only 3 games in. Don't get me wrong. But that's
first off, he is gonna have a good impact. Don't. Why are you coming for Derrick Rose? That's crazy. I'll be tearing ACL walking to work tomorrow. Like, this is crazy.
Oh shit, that is funny.
I think
that is funny.
he is going to have a good impact when Ja comes back, obviously because of obvious reasons, character, flaws and things like that. And he'll be a good veteran for Ja. But in the meantime, I don't think Derrick Rose is the guy to keep them afloat, like as far as performance wise. He'd be better just staying on the bench, like Haslam type style with Miami. Like that's what he provides the most. I think you kind of have to lean on Marcus Smart a little bit more, but I mean he's a defensive guard, so he can't really be the true point guard. I think you got to go out and make a trade. I mean, granted it's early in the season, but like you need a true point guard on you. You sold on Tyus Jones, right? Who could have been the guy, but you chose to get rid of him. Send him to the Wizards, to Gulag. And so I just don't think Derrick Rose is the guy, man. I don't know if they can survive. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like 4 wins, like 4-21 when Ja Morant comes back.
Yeah, the point about Tyus Jones, I mean, they knew they wasn't going to be able to pay him long term, and he was playing great. But again, they didn't know the impact he really had on the team when Ja wasn't playing or when he was injured or dealing with suspensions, etc. Now they actually see that, like you said, you actually see the team not really having that floor general on the court at all times. And I think it's just a matter of them moving forward. We're trying to figure out how to necessarily gel until Ja does get back. Their offense is struggling like crazy. They're just looking for anybody to come up. Desmond Bane is having to somewhat drop close to 30 points just for them to even stay in the game. And I think that's where for them, he needs to be consistent when Ja does get back. But in the meantime, they still do have to play each game. I think it's just a struggle for them. So it's just moving forward. Again, people like Jaren Jackson Jr., they, instead of just being one-sided and being defensive-minded, you got to put some points up, man. They need every player on that team that has some kind of talent offensively to do something. So it's just a matter of them just figuring it out. But I don't really give a rat's ass about them, so they could keep losing for all I give a shit.
I mean, you're not wrong when it comes to that. I do think it looks really bad when you lose to the Jordan Poole-led Wizards, because no one should be losing to a Wizards team if we're being honest. And I think that speaks to how disorganized and how bad the Grizzlies really are, if we're being honest. Oh, Ron Hodges, great comment. Great comment. How are they going to replace Steven Adams? I can't remember his injury. I think he had some type of back surgery or something like that. That's another key player they are missing. I was going to bring this up on last week's show, but I think that a good replacement, honestly, and the best they're going to get would be a Dwight Howard signing. I know that's not popular. I know that's not the thing, but I think that he provides somewhat of the same type of play that Steven Adams can give, a rebounding machine, some tough defense in the paint. And yeah, I think he's the discount Steven Adams. Hopefully he don't take some booties in the locker room. I hate to say but I think Dwight Howard could be that good replacement. What about you, Trey?
You just have a thing of these old players. Leave them in the damn locker room and on the bench not even on the bench, at home where they belong. Nobody wants no damn Dwight. He ain't going to do nothing. If that was the case, he would be in the league already. Absolutely not. But he ain't going to have no impact on nothing. They just got to deal with it. Suck it up, deal with it, no more, and just continue to take your L's. That's it. Just take the L's.
Not Trey saying they don't have hope. That's crazy, man. You have when your back is put against the wall and you need somebody specifically to when you have problems. Okay, there sometimes isn't a clear answer. There is no A and B. You just got to make up an equation and come up with some type of answer in itself. That's all I'm saying.
Or you just continue to get fucked where you belong. Fuck out of here.
I mean, that's depressing. You know what I'm saying? That's depressing. That's very depressing. But I'm gonna try this one more time. This is not it. I got it to work. Yay. Not a grown man saying yay. Anyways, wrong picture. I'm tripping. Come on. I was right
I'll
there
let you.
though.
I'll let that process.
There we go.
I'll let
There
it
we go.
process.
I thought this was the most hilarious thing I saw all week, man. Stephen Curry had Dylan Brooks jumping for joy, trying to play defense on him. And I to me, this is like the first play that's like NBA is really back. Like this is the first play. Maybe Jokic is like crazy pass. But I did find it hilarious that Dylan Brooks' attempt to play defense on Steph just made him look crazy. Just showed how Dylan Brooks plays this over aggressive defense, and he doesn't. He says he's like the most valuable defensive wing out there, but let's be honest, he is not the lockdown perimeter defensive specialist that he says he is. What was your first thoughts when you saw that video?
When I was watching that game, and it was just, I'm not surprised Steph just said, all right, fuck it, let me just separate us to them Houston Rockets that we're going back and forth with. But it seems like he always does that against them specifically. Like it's just one person is either egging him on, or he's just like, all right, fuck it, it's time to just separate. And he clearly did that at the right time, and it just happened to be this idiot playing defense on him when he was getting hot. But yeah, definitely Dylan Brooks is not the specialist that he thinks he is. Of course, he comes out and he tries to be the Pat Bev, the light-skinned Pat Bev and all that. But it's Steph. It's expected at this point that he's going to put people to sleep and do his little haymakers and make people look stupid. Watching that game, the Rockets are just bad. They just look horrible. They look like shit.
If I'm not wrong, I don't think they've won a game yet. I don't think they won.
I'm not sure, actually.
I could be wrong, but they might have beat the Grizzlies. They either have one win that they beat the Grizzlies, or they have 0 and they haven't won yet. But I do think that this is going to be a very popular thing, where because of the whole poke the bear LeBron playoff situation happened, I think a lot more players are going to try to embarrass Dylan Brooks because they see how much of a joke he is. If we're being honest, like they're going to see him and think he is okay. We're gonna make this guy look like a fool. And if you do it, you will be put on, Bleacher Report or whatever, Instagram video, kind of like what Steph did to him. You'll get that highlight. So that's positive press. I think a lot of people went up seeing that, and that will be like the thing. And so I look forward to more of this happening because Dylan Brooks is a big joke. But yeah, man, it's pretty embarrassing. Any more? You got anything to talk about? Anything left? Any thoughts, opinions, last shit?
No, just in regards to the basketball, man, there's some games coming on. Some games already started. Go watch it. If you got parlays out there, that's what I want to see. If you're putting in any bets or parlays, please comment on videos and let us know how yours is looking. Mine has been looking shitty ever since about Friday. But I'm curious to know how that's going for some people. So yeah.
Absolutely. We appreciate everybody who's watched. Make sure you give us a follow, social media. We stream every Monday and Friday night. So check us out. We really appreciate the comments in the chat. We love this stuff. Love interacting. Love that we got some sounds. We can make this a little bit more creative. Enjoy, you guys. I'm going to play some last second ads, and then we're going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you show up next time. Thank you guys so much. Hey, yo, Trey, I think we got a little reminder for the audience. Go ahead and let them know, man.
What's going on, you guys? We want to take this time for you guys to show support for Nuff Said Podcast on all social media platforms, being Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We just want to make sure we're providing the best entertainment for you guys. So go ahead and click that follow button, and we'll appreciate it.
All right, we're going to keep it going with Hey guys, I hate to interrupt the show that we got going on, but we got to take a break from talking sports and talk about Dreadsock. They are our wonderful sponsorship. Make sure you check their website out, www.dreadsock.com, and at Dreadsock on Instagram. If you have locks or protective hairstyle, make sure you check them out. Keep those locks lint free. when you go to sleep at night, and just when you're walking around the house. Make sure you tell them the Enough Said Sports Podcast sent you. For right now, we're going to send you to a 30-second commercial from them. Hey guys, before we continue with the rest of the episode, we want to let you know where you can find more of our content. Trey, go ahead and let them know, man.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel for full content. We go live on Mondays and Fridays on Kick and Twitch for your best live content.
All right, guys, we are out. I want to play one more sound effect before we out of here because it's so fun. We out, guys. Love y'all, man.